That's a sick waterfall so far. I'm happy. If we get nothing else, this has still been worth it right here. That is definitely another cool level. This is the main two sections here where the pools are. Once you get down this bottom level, there's still another little level there, but this looks way bigger and impressive with the pool at the bottom now, so that's awesome. Alright, so this is the third level of this, but alright, you can almost get down the face of it. Alright, so there's that next pool in the level. How's it going, people? Today I'm in Mount Glorious and we are on Dawson's Creek. I don't want to wait for this life to be over. If you don't get it, Google it. Anyway, so you started where this is a tributary actually of Dawson's Creek. I've started just up here, I've just jumped off side of the goat track where it crosses over Dawson's Creek. And it's quite wide slabs of granite here actually, which is interesting. It looks like granite anyway. Yeah, it's flowing, but like it wasn't the best little waterfall there. All the water's kind of just trapped either to one side of the slab, or now we've just got these boulders. So we can do about a 4K loop. So if this works well, what we're going to do is go down this. It's not too steep. It's pretty wide. This creek actually pretty surprising. And we can go down a few more possible waterfall levels or boulders. We'll see what happens. And then we're going to hit the junction of the main creek. We're going to go right, we're going to go back up and hit the main road again. So we'll see how this pans out. Alright, so there's already a trib dropping into the side of this trib, but that's not flowing at all, I don't think. So that's alright, let's keep on going. Now it is winter and an Arctic blast has apparently come in, and it's definitely a bit chilly up at this elevation. And we're in the shade, so it makes it fucking amazing. Tiny little cascade here. First bit of rock, this bit of pipe here. There's another bit of black polypop up there as well. Alright, so we got another little, basically pre-marked the map, little trib that's dry. Sounds like maybe here finally our first big waterfall. We'll see. Alright, so got a little this bit of corner here with a bit of drop in it. So that's looking alright down there. Hopefully we can get all the way down this trib, no worries. Well, that's the first decent cascade. It's going to be above this much bigger pool. Nice bit of a pool here. So I have heard people come into some of these pools. This is probably the spot they get to because this is the first decent bit of water I've seen. But definitely cold in the shade here. Here's the top of our much bigger drop, which would be nice. Hopefully find a way off this. It's going to be interesting. I might have to go up over that, just trying to find a way down. That looks a bit gnarly, fucking on that edge. I don't know if you can get over that. You might be able to. But I'm probably better off trying to cut the way down. There's another dry trib chopping in this corner here. Now, I didn't really prepare myself to go down too much of this creek. I was just going to have a quick look, but it turns into like I may as well keep going now because this is looking alright. What the side is this? Abandoned fucking house. What the fuck? This is crazy. Grow shack maybe? It's all smashed up. It's got all new shit here. Wow. That's crazy. It's wild. This is nuts, eh? Full hidden. The dog's been tied to that. It's almost like a glorified tree house. How stable this floor is. This is wild. Crazy. Been worried how fucking household this house is. Bamboo fucking bed. Mate, if you're homeless, here you go. Taj Mahal. It's wild. I'm just taking my steps really slow because there's a lot of rotten wood. It's a glorified fucking, like, look at that. It's not even, there's never been a window here. This has always been made of fucking tarpaulin fucking weird shit. Definitely been growing shit. This has got to be. Why the fuck else? So how's the house at the top not know about this? They probably fucking own it. Just to look after the deck. Now there's trees growing on the roof. Dare walk out here. Maybe step on nerves out. Look at this. Yeah. I think we should get off this. That is crazy. These boards are a bit more solid because it's fucking plywood. The sink's all rotten away. This is crazy. Right, let's get on with that creek. So I reckon local kids have like come to figure out their swim hole at the top, and then they've come in here and they've smashed all those windows and explored it. That's what I reckon. This looks like this little track to get down to the base of this waterfall. It's dodgily steep, but it works. Happy days. See what else. Looking on satellite, there's nothing. There's no other house near that shack, and the shack doesn't show up either. Now this is technically outside of the national park, so I don't know what the deal is, but it's definitely not a legal structure, that's for sure. There's rope here to get down. Proof from all, mate. That's a sick waterfall so far. I'm happy. If we get nothing else, this has still been worth it right here. That is grouse. Awesome. Not bad at all. It's like probably 15 metres. We've still got a lot more lines to drop down, so we've still got potentiality more. We've got another dry trib dropping in. Well, this main trib is flying pretty decent. We're on top of another level here, which is cool. And it's still going to be a bit of boulders for a bit. We'll see what we get after that. It's definitely another cool level. So this is the main two sections here where the pools are. I don't think people would go much further, but that's just my guess. But we're going to obviously do it. A lot more boulders through here. I don't know if we're going to get any more big drops again. It might just all be boulders all the way down, but we'll see. It's still a pretty wide creek. It's easy to navigate. I haven't got my feet wet not once. There's so much big rocks to jump on, so it's good for winter at the moment. Not that I don't care about getting my feet wet because it's not that cold, but it's just better not to because it is chilly. It is crazy. Really interesting to explore. Much better than I thought it would be. The sides are super thick, not that bad. You can actually push out, but I'm glad that we're in here because it's like a natural fucking way to go. It's pretty cool how they got bits of rock either side. Creeks come through the middle. I wonder if that actually was a potentiality of a waterfall and it's all just pushed off. It's in a way higher water level there. A little bit of cascade there. Quite nice colour when the water does have a little deep little pool. Now it looks like we've got a big drop here. You can see now, this is the curvature of Mount Nebo. So the main road has been bending around to there. Now the valley to come back up will be somewhere over in there. That one's going to be a bit more fun at the exit because it may be drier. And I don't think it actually meets the road. The creek kind of starts right before the road, so this is crazy. It could be a bit of a choky exit, but let's hope not. This is big. There's another big drop there. Really, 1, 2, pool, 3. This is awesome. Wow. If you had a bit more sun, it'd be even better. Alright, so just cut over to the right and try and get down. This looks like the easiest bit of forest to push through. You could almost get in the face of the rock, but it's a little slick and I'll probably have to take the shoes off to do it safer. So we're trying this way. The other side looked a bit more choky with vines. Even though there was a gully you could kind of get back into, so I think this is the better way. I'm not seeing any paved trails, so yeah, if people live at the end of this road, which they do, I don't know if they ever explore up here. It'd be sad if they don't. We popped in perfect. This is a big slab. So it looks like here, nice pool. This one's a little bit smaller. Maybe that's not as big going around there, but we're going to find out. We're halfway down this trib to meet our other creek, so making good progress, that's for sure. Wow. So not as nice of a swim spot just here, but still a nice little waterfall. This pool here would be the better one to swim in. Anyway, I might get a bit more sun here during the day too, in the middle of summer. So I had an idea to maybe cut in through here as a, if I didn't think I could go down the creek, but no, it's so thick. I'm glad we went the way we went. No name waterfall, people. Pretty fucking sad. Once you get down this bottom level, there's still another little level there, but this looks way bigger and impressive with the pool at the bottom now, so that's awesome. Well, let's keep going. Over the other creek. So this is supposed to be the trib, and yet this seems to be longer and crosses the road, whereas the other one's supposed to be the one with the name of the creek. But I feel like that's more of a trib because it looks a bit shorter, because it doesn't cross the road. So I don't know. We've got to find out. Hopefully there's water in it. So this is really just a glorified tributary of South Pond River, but for some reason they decided to give this one a name, whereas a lot of the other tribs didn't get names. Maybe because it is fairly longish, but then again, the other ones are long too and have a pretty good flow, so this is weird how that goes. Alright, so this is the third level of this, but because the waterfall's curvy and there's a tree, you can't get all three of them in a shot, which sucks. So yeah, here's what it is. Let's keep going. Alright, another little cascade. I'm not sure if there's a house on top there, but it's a bit of a weird, because it flattens right over because there's a palm tree, then it looks kind of clear, but it won't be, yeah, I don't know, it won't be something right there, but anyway, we didn't cross any fence. This is the interesting thing about this. Anyway, alright, so we've got two little cascades. You get the top of this one here, the drops into a nice big pool. Yeah, not too bad at all. I'm trying to show you around this. Looks like we're almost flattened to the junction, but we'll see. Alright, you can almost get down the face of it, but it's just a little, yeah, it's a little, you know, a little bit wet obviously, not because it's more slimy. You can almost get off that too, but it's almost going to throw you too far forward. You can climb up that better. I just went around, got in that dry gully, it's a little bit easier. It's really good pool, but alright. I can see out there's more bush, it definitely wasn't no house. Alright, so we're nearly down, so there could be another little drop there. We'll be getting close to where we got up the other bit of the creek. A little cascade, not as impressive pool and a bit bouldery. This is another really cool bit of rock on the side. It's almost like, it's not gorgy, but it's gorge related. Crazy. Yep. Apart from this guy Phil, shout out to Phil if you watch this video, mate, that mentioned he came here, no one else I've ever heard of is coming in here. I've seen no photos of him here, no videos. We're definitely losing elevation fast, which is good. We get to our junction. Bit of a slab here. Two tiered maybe, yeah. A bit more rock and a bit more of a drop. Interesting. Another pool there. That's what I mean by these walls, are just big bits of rock. Oh, next little cascade. Let's go to this bit. We'll see what we can't see after that. A bit more impressive with the double level in the pool. Alright, the next level. This creek has proved to be pretty damn good to go down actually, in terms of not too steep and hectic, so loving that. Here's another section, real narrow dropping with some more boulders, and then it looks like that might be the flat bit now. We'll see if I'm right. An impressive little section. Big rocks. I don't know if you really get justice for the size of that. Alright, let's see what we got down here. Alright, next boulder cascade. We're about 100 metres till we get to our junction, and we're supposed to cross this so-called Jones Trail, but I don't think it's going to really exist. We're going to see when we get there. Alright, got a little bit of cascade rock on a bend. So what's weird about this Jones Trail is that it starts from the end of a road where there's houses and it joins to fucking apparently driveway, which is someone's house. So it doesn't make any sense what the trail is and what it's about. Whether it used to be a public trail a long time ago, I don't know how, because it's not national park. The white's still marked on maps. It's weird if it's private property. So anyway, I didn't dare try and go in either end of the trail to figure it out. That's what we do on the creek. I don't know if that's it there, the trail. We'll find out. It's kind of natural bit of it in. Alright, another cascade here. First bit of here, and then crossing the other pool. It's a bit, I don't know, a bit murky, but it is kind of clear, kind of deep. It's hard to really see because it's shady. Anyway, that wasn't the Jones Trail, it's just another dry trib dropping in. And we're still in this bend. Alright, so there's that next pool in the level. So apparently the Jones track has to come literally 50 metres. Probably it's going to cross on a weird angle. So that's the tributary, it's going to come down there somewhere. It's supposed to hit the creek, cross this creek, called the junction. We're going to try and figure this out if it even exists. Someone's lost their clothing. So maybe... How do you lose your shit? Seriously. Maybe someone's walked to here because there's kind of a bit of a faint tracking. Maybe from that end of the road where the house is. I don't know. This is our junction. Looks like there's even a fucking concrete path coming from the house down there, the driveway. This is our creek to go back up, so luckily it's going to curve perfectly. I've not really seen this Jones Trail exactly, so I don't understand. Anyway, someone's definitely chainsawing trees. Let's go up this, hope this works for a good loop. Wish me luck. Good waterfalls coming up. This is a boulder through the first fucking 100, 200 metres. It was tree down with some vines, but I can get around it. Hopefully not too much of this. It's going to fuck me up. Alright, this is the first notable cascade. It's just basically the boulders, but the biggest thing so far. Starting to climb now. So we should get some slabs soon. It only takes me an hour and a half down the other creek, so lucky three hours, maybe 3.5 hour trip. We had a few boulders up through above that first cascade bit. All the water's getting trapped under this big boulder that's perched on top of this slab with a tree on top. It doesn't look very impressive because the water couldn't flow down there, but it doesn't. Alright, finally our first decent section, even more decent. So it's pretty much glorified cascade, but it's nice and open and wide. It looks like there's a bit of cleared spot on top, and there could actually be hopefully a bigger waterfall coming up. We'll see. A bit of wait a while starting here now. There was a little bit back there, but not much. No gimpy, thank God. Bit too dry of a spur for rainforest for it. Now let's get up here and see what we get up in that sunshine corner. Sunshine corner. This is a nice cascade. So the first tightest section lines is on this sharp corner, and it's pretty much lining up with what we're finding, so it's good. There's a lot of boulders in this one compared to the other creek. Bit of a palm flat plateau bit there. They're really dry. Dropping in here. Our trib definitely has less flow obviously than the other one. This is, I think they're named wrong. This has got to be the trib, not the main creek. Bit of a boulder cascade, can't see any water, but you can hear it. I'll keep popping up. We're nearly over halfway, nearly 3/4. Alright, so we're halfway now, and this hasn't given us no waterfalls. I don't think it's going to, but yeah, who knows. We're going to keep persevering out. There's another dry trib dropping out of there. So basically, we have an option. Well, it's probably going to be dry, but the main creek has about, I don't know, 3 or 4 little feeders come off it, but one of the ones near the end of where it's going to hit the road, none of it doesn't cross the road, but apparently one to the right where it starts does veer and crosses the road. So that looks a bit more open. We'll take the one to the right because that'll probably be less choky. And looked at the road view and it doesn't look too bad. Looks like it pops out in nice forest, so I don't think we'll get lantana. I think fingers crossed. As long as the creek doesn't choke up too much. So we've still got flow. There's still optimism of good topographic lines up here, but there's no houses that get right on this creek, so that should be good. If you were to try to cut out to the Jones Trail that apparently exists, it's the closest point, nearly near where that trib was, that it veers further away. So if you want to try to get out, this would be your last chance. Let's continue. Just wish me a good waterfall, eh? So according to Google, this is marked as a park, which is weird, but there's really no access beside shit off the side of the road. Now, it seems like we have veered off the main creek slightly. We followed what was better flow, but it seems to be pushing us to the right. There's another trip here going that way, and there's this one here. I think this is the one we were going to try to follow. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to push us out. That's the main thing. All right, I'm trapped in the weed wall. Fucking bastard. It was a vine, and that didn't let me pass, and then the weed wall just went, hello, and whacked my head on that as well. Thanks. All right, so we didn't find one waterfall on this creek, and I don't think we're going to find it the last section of the road. So don't bother with this other bit. Stick with a no-name trib, which is fucking what I think is the real creek. Clearly, better flow, better falls, and yeah, much wider slabs all the way to the road. This is what we got now, just fucking drying up shit. Anyway, so yeah, we don't know if it don't go. It had good topographic lines, but we just didn't want to yield much. The wader wall's now really attacking me. Thank you. Oh, let me go, you bastard. Alright, I'll see you once we get to the road. Well, finally gave us a little tiny cascade, a little bit of flow, and first bit of rock instead of fucking boulders. So wow, looks like you can almost kind of push out there, but I think it's going to turn a little bit lanternary, so we're going to stay in the creek. So I think it'll be a natural gully all the way to the road, and we might find a few more of these little trickling surprises. All right, another little junction there of a dry trib. I think we're going to stick this way. Seems to be more little trickling water, which I think is the direct way. Either way, it'll get us out. Okay, so apparently map's playing games with me. I thought we were on that other side trip that crosses the road, but we're not. We're still on the main one. Or it's now splitting into three, which is, this is not on the map. Doesn't matter, it's just pushing up to the road. It's only probably 100 metres to get out. So one there, maybe one over there, three more little splits off this, but it's all good as long as it gets us out. Looks like it's not. When you started on this trip, you'd think it'd be fucking pointless to go down it. You wouldn't even check the other one, thinking it'd be probably the same or worse. But what's funny too is that when Google Street View, it looks like it's really dry where the creek crosses the Go Track 2 on the Street View. Now, it looked a bit dry too when we first jumped in, but that's just because the water kind of gets trapped in the rocks. Whether it's always like that, that's why the Street View looked fucking dry. Finding random stuff now, rakes, buckets, little bits of blue shit. I'm worried if the blue bucket and the rope, I thought it was from the bowerbird, but it's a blue rake. It's a pretty audacious thing for a bird to pick up. It's washed down from one of the houses up on either side, probably on the right, way up there. Alright, so we've only got 50 metres and the road curves around us, so it doesn't matter which way you go, you're gonna hit the road. So we're just gonna beeline for it now. So yeah, you can go up the creek a little further, but it's a bit choky, but it seems like you hear the cars just there. It's kind of, the road's just going there, so whatever, let's get out. There we have it, people. Aside from mtnebo on that corner is where the creek comes out. But yeah, I knew I was close when I saw a fucking Pepsi can lying in the bush there. A nice little short walk back on the road. Went back to the car, happy days. Good exit, wasn't lantana. Just sucked, it was all boulders and no waterfalls in that one. Other creek, fucking yeah, worth it, for sure. And now you know, no bother doing the loop unless you just want to do random adventure, but there's no need. Alright, so yeah, pretty quick, like I said, 3 hours all up. You could probably just go up and down that creek in probably 2 if you didn't fuck around too much. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the journey. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit notification bells to get notified of all the new misadventures. And catch you guys in the next one, eh? Peace out. It's the house on the hill. As we're walking back via the road, you get a really awesome little look out in this corner that you can't stop at. And I had the luxury of getting a good photo because we're walking it. That is House Mountain over there for that gap, which is another place you can go and climb. Not the best views up there, but still pretty cool.